Hey guys, welcome. Wanted to pop in today and make a quick video for you guys that shows you one of my favorite rituals that I do around the new moon and the full moon with tarot cards. So I started a tradition close to the beginning of the year, maybe a little bit later, where I do a little tarot card pull for myself every month on the full moon and the new moon, or each full moon and new moon that comes along. And it just gives me sort of a little insight into the coming couple of weeks and sort of what the energy around that particular time is going to be. So I thought I'd show you guys, and this is something you could do, it wouldn't have to be around the new moon and the full moon, of course. You can obviously do tarot pulls anytime you want. You don't have to follow my method at all. This is just something I kind of made up for myself and like to do. So maybe you want to incorporate it in, or maybe you have a different direction you might want to take it. But I just kind of love giving myself a little insight and a little something to focus on for this sort of coming period of time. I'm working with the Wild Unknown deck, and this is one of my very favorites, but of course work with whatever deck you love. And I'll show you the spread that I work with. So this is my spread that I pulled for myself, and I'm actually a day late doing this. I just completely forgot to do it on the 16th of October, so I'm doing it today on the 17th. And what I pull here is this first card I do first, and this one is sort of what I consider like the overall kind of energy or theme of the upcoming couple of weeks. And then these three bottom cards are just sort of supporting that energy, or just kind of give a little extra insight into that energy. And this pull was really cool. I was interested, I found it really interesting because first of all, I pulled 3 of the 6 cards. So I got the 6 of Pentacles, the 6 of Swords, and the 6 of Cups here, and then I've got the Death card here, which sometimes seems scary, but what I kind of get as the overall arching theme of this pull is an idea around endings and new beginnings, and just some transformation on the horizon, which I find personally very exciting. So I'm going to put you guys back up to look at me while I talk about a little bit more about how I pull this, and then I'll kind of show you as well. So what I really like to do whenever I do a tarot pull, and I'm not a tarot expert by any means, I don't offer it as, something I do in my business for other people. It's something I only really do for myself. But my favorite thing to do is just to first lay out my cards and then spend a little bit of time just looking at them and kind of intuitively getting an idea of what it means to me and what I'm taking away from it. And then I get out the guidebook to the cards and I read through. And I always have my journal there. So each moon phase, when I do this, I take my journal and I kind of write it out. First of all, I kind of draw a little diagram of exactly my layout and what the cards were and what the meaning was behind it. And then I just give myself a little synopsis underneath that's kind of just my takeaway from it and what it means to me and what I kind of foresee the potential of the upcoming time. And before I do this, I always love to go back and look at my previous pull. So I went back to look at the last full moon. So it's always just really cool to look at that and kind of think about how that energy moved through those last couple of weeks. So I'm going to show you my method. And again, like I said, I'm no tarot expert, but this is how I do it. You do it however you want to, but I know there's a lot of people out there who like to kind of get some ideas, or maybe who haven't really worked with tarot cards at all and could use some advice and tips. Okay, so I've got all my cards gathered together here, and so I usually just spend a few moments just shuffling. Typically I'd probably do my meditation first, and any other sort of little centering, maybe some yoga, anything else I like to do that's a little bit centering and grounding and just getting myself settled in. And then I start to shuffle and I just let the cards know what I'm after here, that I'm looking for just some insight into the energy of the next couple of weeks here as we sit in this full moon new moon energy, right now. And so I'll just shuffle, I don't have any amount of times. I just do it until, I'm having a hard time shuffling right now here on camera, of course, while you're watching me, but shuffle until I feel complete with it. And then I'll usually do a little sort of hand shuffle a few times too. And then I like to put my deck down and just split it. So I'll just do a 3 split, and then I'll just kind of put it back together however feels right for me. Sometimes when I pull cards, I'll spread them out and pull from the deck. Usually when I do this pull, I pull from the top. I don't know why, no reason, just because. But I'll just pull from the top, and I'll put, so my first card, try to turn it so you guys can see really well. My first card will go on top, so that's my first card pull. And then I'll go just from the left over to the right, do my whole pull. And then again, what I look at here is sort of the overall energy, and then the supporting energy coming from what's below. And I would, of course, sit with that on my own and do some intuitive thought into what these cards sort of mean to me just from looking at them. Some of the cards I know what the meaning is, or what the kind of, some of the overall sort of theme behind it is, and some of them I don't. So sometimes it's just from the picture that I see. But really that's it. That's the whole thing. And so then I'd go through the guidebook, read through it, do my little journaling exercise around it, and that's basically the end. So that's my one really consistent new moon and full moon ritual that I always make sure to do. And I have others that sometimes get incorporated in, especially around manifesting and intention setting at the new moon, and releasing and letting go around the full moon. If you have suggestions for little rituals around the moon phases, drop them in the comments below. I'm sure people would love to hear it. Or tarot suggestions, those are always great as well. I would love to have you subscribe and join me for future videos if this type of content interests you, or anything else you see me offering. And you can always go to my website and subscribe to my email list. I will send you a free download for a intention setting worksheet, which is really cool to get your intentions set with. You can check out my notes here, my about this video section, and I'm going to have links. So a website link to my shop for intentional crystal products. You can always go to my website and check out the services that I offer, and I'll also have links to social media so if you want to join me over there. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I hope that you all have a fantastic day and fantastic new moon.